Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 22 with me, Mr. Sealy P. It's Thursday the 1st of December, we've got new mods, we've got some updates now. The first one on here says the Auto Load IT Runner Platform by ER Now that has got a change log, so I'm a bit baffled, and the change log doesn't say new to console. I'm not going to review that because I think that might have been out already. If I'm wrong, then maybe I'll look at it at a later date. But the Komatsu Forwarder Pack by HR Forst and Fahrzeugbau, the Fliegl Low Loader Pack by HR Forst and Fahrzeugbau, the Multi-Fruit Buying Station by ITRTwo Studio, which was a little bit nerfed the other day. It was updated to add in all the new stuff from the Platinum Edition expansion, but it took out a load of other stuff. ITRTwo Studio got straight on that, got it sorted, and now it's doing everything again. That's fixed. The Rotner F20D by HR Forst and Fahrzeugbau, the Chicken Coop by Camelos 0397, the TLX X52 Logger by ITRTwo Studio, the Manure Spreaders by WINCHCRAFT, the Ponsse Harvester Pack by HR Forst and Fahrzeugbau, and the Ponsse Scorpion King by HR Forst and Fahrzeugbau. Those two are both important because they're relevant to the Synchrowinch we're going to have a look at in a moment. The map Neufener Valley by Mpro Loop, the Mower and Wrapper with Hitch by Dogface, the LB6065 by Langreomodding Design, the Multi-Trailer Pack by Wolfx Modding, and the map Iowa Plains View by Celabuki have had updates. That map does need a new save game. The changelog on that is colossal. It has tons of stuff that's been changed on that map. So if you're playing on it or want to play on it, it's worth having a look at the changelog to see. So in front of me then, we have got the Synchrowinch. I'm going to hand you over to past Mr. Silly P, who's prepared something in advance. So here we are then to demonstrate the Ponsse Alpine Synchrowinch. I don't know if I've already said this or not. It is 3 slots. It's 4.39 megabytes download by HR Forst and Fahrzeugbau. Now, the reason I'm here on Silver Run Forest is because it says in the instructions for it, the winch works only with the following mods: the Ponsse Scorpion King and the Ponsse Harvester Pack, both by HR Forst and Fahrzeugbau, both of which have had updates today. But it also says, important, the Platinum Expansion DLC is required for the winch function. Otherwise, it is only decoration. So, unfortunately, at the moment, it's only Silver Run Forest that it can be used on. Maps moving forward, if the map makers put in the ability to use the winch system and stuff that's been used in the Platinum DLC, then I assume it will be. And it would be nice as well if we get more vehicles able to use it, because otherwise it is a very niche piece of equipment at the moment, only being able to be used on 2 things. But anyway, the Alpine Synchrowinch, 14,999 to buy. You'll find it under, was I on the right thing? No, it wasn't. Let's go down a bit. In forestry equipment. There it is. Options on this: main colour, anything on that palette which matches up with the harvesters, the Scorpion King and the Harvester Pack. So we can change the main colour, and then the design colour changes the winch block, as you can see. It does say it's got a 60-ton capacity or weight load on it, which you'll support, hopefully. The purpose behind this being, if I just back up a little bit and we'll hook it up. Like I say, we'll only work with these 2 at the moment, so when you back up it should hook up. There we go. And then what it's designed for is on steep inclines where things are a little bit dicey and there's a risk of the machine possibly running away with you, or you may have an issue of some description. It's to tether you and protect you on the steeper inclines. It will do steeper ones than this. I'm just showing you as a demonstration, but it works just like the rest of the winch systems. If you haven't got the Platinum DLC or the Platinum Expansion edition yet, the winch system works by getting up close to that, and it should say pull winch rope. I then put it around a tree and attach to the tree. I can then tighten this, control winch. I can tighten it, or I can slacken it off. So I give myself a bit of slack there, and then drive down a little bit. I will get a bit of pull on that, but it will reach a point where I can't go any further. Like now, if I let go, it will spring back a little bit. So that's where it's holding. Now, this winch system will only work from the back, being done manually. You can't adjust the winch up or down from inside, even though it does say there L1 detach tree from winch. That also does the cut length, so you still have to do it from outside. So at the moment I can't go any further than that, which is great. It's holding me in place, it's locking me where I should be. If I want to go any further down the hill, there we go, and then we can go right until the winch pulls tight, and we are safely secured on the hillside. That's it. That's how it works. The Ponsse Alpine Synchrowinch by HR Forst und Fahrzeugbau. If you want to release yourself and go hooning down the hill, not that you necessarily will, L1, detach from tree, takes the winch away, and then you can drive up, down, wherever you want to go quite happily from there. Just adds a bit of extra realism to it. And that's it. So I will hand you back over to Mr. Silly P on the Western Wilds for the rest of the mod review. So there you go. That's pretty cool. If you're wondering how I got the thumbnail, I actually cut a tree and put it up on the bridge, on a bridge. Then I just grabbed the winch cable, took the winch cable up, attached it to the bridge, and then just used the controls and pulled the winch up, and it lifted it. 60 ton. I mean, that's the weight of a main battle tank, a Challenger 2, something like that. 60 ton. That's incredible. So anyway, the Alpine Synchrowinch by HR Forst und Fahrzeugbau. Next to that, we have got this. This is, if I can find it on my list, this is the Lizard 1300 BS by Grubby. 2 slots, 1.45 megabytes download. It's a bale spike that you will find under front loader tools. There you go, 1,000 to buy. Slot count was 2, comes down to 1. No options available. You get it just like that. It will go on the front loader attacher or a front loader vehicle. I just have a front loader vehicle on my test map, so it just makes life a little bit easier. And it's a fork. Bale spike does what it says on the tin. That's by Grubby. Moving on from there, we've got this. This is the old chicken Coop by Carl TG. 3.27 megabytes download, 14 slots on console, 9,500 to buy, and it will hold 35 chickens. Egg pallets will spawn here at the front. It's under build mode and animals. We can go into the pen here if you want to. If you want to go in and mix it up with the chickens, you can. Feed trough is just here, and your dialogue box is just there. Fairly straightforward, not a bad price actually as well. 9,500, 35 chickens. Lovely. That's by Carl TG. Next we've got the concrete walls. We've had something similar, or was that FS19? I'm trying to remember. So if you want to set up your own sort of silage clamps, storage areas, manure piles, or you just want to put a wall between yours and your neighbour's garden, you know, however you want to go about it, these might be what you're looking for. They are 1 slot each, 4.76 megabytes to download, and it's by NicoPix. These you'll find under build mode and decorations, and as you can see, we've got 2 different heights. We've got, I say, central wall sections with a double side. We've got corner sections. These are all ones I've put together. Corner sections, I think that was a double one there. We've got kind of end sections. There's a whole load to choose from, and then we've got the smaller ones. So under build mode, under decoration, under others, and they all start just there. Around 1,000, 1,200, 1,050, kind of around that. They're not much more than that. So we've got all these different concrete wall sections you can have a bit of a play around with and build to your heart's content. Putting them together is not, I say, too difficult. If we zoom in a little bit, you can line them up pretty well, and they do join up pretty well before you get one of those messages, because they're designed to do this. You get the gap just so. It's a little bit harder on console because of the controller, but there you go, that's not too bad. So yeah, they do butt up pretty well. Concrete walls by NicoPix. Next, we've got the KUHN Profile 1880. This is a feed mixer, a trailed feed mixer. This is by Baki. It's 4.8 megabytes download, 5 slots on console, 18,000 litre capacity. We can change the tip side to left or right. The mix ratio, if we hop in, we can see it there on the top left, 37.5% of that 18,000 litres is hay, 37.5% is silage, 20.4 straw, and the mineral feed 4.7. That equates to 6,750 of hay or silage, 3,672 litres of straw, and 846 of mineral feed. Now, a lot of the times you can do a feed mix where you only put silage and hay in there. You don't have to do the straw. If we start that up, it's on tip side left at the moment. If we unload here, as you can see, but what I'll do, is I'll try and do a half and half mix. At 18,000 litres, it should be about 9,000 litres of each, and I'll do it from one of the Buy Anything silos. Actually, I'll do it from the 32 Studio one. Just to show we are back up and running again. And you don't have to do those ratios if you don't want to. So, let's go with hay. Should do, and then we'll go to silage. Bottom right, we're showing green on both of those. I haven't put any straw in or any mineral feed, but bottom right we are showing total mixed ration. So yeah, you don't have to do the mixes it necessarily suggests. What is nice is if we turn around, we have got, well, I've already turned around, we have got a display there that shows us what our capacity is and how much is left in it, so you can just turn around in the cab and have a look. That doesn't swivel or anything like that, that stays in position. You do it with bales if you want to. It's a little bit trickier with bales because obviously all the different bale sizes and capacities and stuff now, but if you find a mix that works well for you, that's fantastic. The KUHN Profile 1880 by Baki. Next we have got these. The mods were in a very strange order and they were quite late dropping. Normally this is just a generic. Normally it's all the buildings and stuff first, then it implements, then often it'll be vehicles, and then it's maps in that kind of order as they drop. But they would kind of be a little bit mixed up. But anyway, it doesn't matter. But we've got the Case IH Maxxum Multicontroller by Gportal, 19.97 megabytes download, 15 slots on console. A few different options on this with regard to tyre choices, etc., as you often find with tractors. Nice looking mod. You'll find it under medium tractors right there. 100,000 for the base model. Slot count comes down to 1. We can have the 154 horsepower, either 43 kilometers per hour or 53 kilometers per hour. We can then go for 165 horsepower again, 43 or 53 kilometers per hour. We can go for 175 horsepower, 43 or 53 kilometers per hour, then back to 154. Even at 175 horsepower, 53 kilometers per hour, it's only an extra 11 grand on, which isn't too bad. We have got the option of a Trelleborg, Mitas, Michelin, Nokian, Continental, BKT, back to Trelleborg, and these are the tyre choices under Trelleborg. Mitas, Michelin, just those. Nokian, just those. Continental, BKT, back to Trelleborg. Then we've got design standard, left beacon, right beacon, both beacons. They sit right at the back, a little bit lower down than on the roof. Front fenders, yes or no. Front ladder attacher, quick, power or no, and then license plate option. Those are your choices. If we hop in, start it up. So, on this one, L1, R1, L1, R1. Right, so we have got under L1, R1 on PlayStation controller, left stick side to side, opens and closes the rear window, right stick up and down, opens and closes the left door. Those are your only options for opening and closing doors, windows, etc. Horn, lighting, beacons, It's a nice mid-sized tractor. Not a bad turning circle on it either. Pretty cool. Interior. Nicely detailed. God, when I think back to when the game dropped, over a year ago now, the mirrors were all pixely and didn't always quite work, and the game kept crashing every time I did mod reviews. We've come such a long way since then. There we go. Case IH Maxxum Multicontroller by Gportal. Next to that, we've got this. This is the new Holland T8 Special, I have to say. With the options I've gone for, you don't often notice that undersweep on the front engine section. It's there on the T8s, the Genesis versions, but it really accentuates it when you change it up a little bit. I do like the narrows on this as well. Nice options. So the new Holland T8 Special, this is by TC3D, 14 megabytes download, 25 slots on console. I always overlook the T8s. Don't know why. They always sound great as well. When I go look for large tractors to buy, I tend to skip past them. But nice tractor. Under large tractors, 292,000 for the base model. Slot count comes down to 2. So we've got the 351 horsepower, 381 horsepower, 409 horsepower, 435 horsepower. That does end at another 42 grand if you go right up to the 435 horsepower. We've got Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, BKT, VADERSTAD, Nokian and back under Trelleborg. Michelin, Continental, Mitas, BKT, VADERSTAD, Nokian. That I like. The twin Nokians. I love that tread pattern. Back to Trelleborg. We've got beacon standard, LEDs white, LED orange. Back to standard. Fenders, yes or no. Warning signs, yes or no. Tinted windows, yes or no. Colour, we've got all these to choose from. So we've got the blue power, we've got the Fiat Agri, there's a black beauty and a shiny grey, which is what I think I went for. For example, grill colour, that's all the metal work. So we can go for the blue power silver. There's a sort of goldish, I guess, chromed, or the blue, which I think I went for, just makes it stand out a little bit. We can change seat colour to any one of those. Inside, rim colour, any one of those. We've got blue power, sort of metallic-y grey. And we've got license plate option. Those are our choices. Let's hop in, start it up. So under L1, right stick side to side, does the rear window. Up and down, does the left door. So side to side, up and down. We'll get those in a minute. There we go. R1, right stick side to side, and up and down do the warning squares, so we can put those away if you want to. Like so. Then L1, R1, right stick side to side. Oh, that does the visor inside, I think. There we go. Can put the little sun visor up or down. We go back to outside. L1, R1, left stick side to side, opens the bonnet. If you want to simulate doing a bit of maintenance. Lovely. Horn. Lighting. Does look pretty cool. I went for the clear LEDs. You don't have to. Very nice. First person. Again, nice, neat, tidy looking interior. It's a full tractor. Very cool. I do like all the options, and I do like the narrow twins on this. Very nice indeed. There we go. The new Holland T8 Special by TC3D. Moving on from there, we've got this, the VADERSTAD NZ Aggressive 600 by TRTwo. This is 14.72 megabytes download, 12 slots on console, 6 meters wide. You'll find it under cultivators. Nicely detailed, couple of different options on this one. Under tools, under cultivators. 45,000. 200 horsepower required, will run at 9 miles per hour. Slot count comes down to 1. You can have the goosefoot tines or straight tines, more like chisels on it. Then we've got attachers, standard, or you can have a rear trailer attacher put on there. So if you wanted to run something behind it, maybe if you could run a seeder, you should need a PTO. But yeah, it's got a trailer hitch, so you can run things behind it if you want to. Come out of there. Start this up. Unfold. 12 lights in the back and indicators. Drop it down and away we go. Shallow cultivation, 9 miles an hour, 6 meters wide. Nice bit of flex on that as well, on the 3 sections. So if you get a bit of hilly terrain, you shouldn't have a problem. It seems to be moving nicely with the ground as we go over it. The VADERSTAD NZ Aggressive 600 by TRTwo. Next, we have got the Airsem the Lizard Airsem 6040 by Langreomodding. This is a 6 meter wide seeder. Another one, nicely made, nicely detailed. So, this is 11.97 megabytes download, 15 slots on console, reset 6 meters wide. It is a seeder. Now, this is another one of those interesting ones whereby it does have the cultivating section at the front, but it won't, when it's seeding, it won't cultivate unless they're just openers for the seeding sections, which potentially they are. So yeah, whilst it does have that bit on the front, this is not a direct drill. That's probably the easiest way of saying it. You'll find it under seeders. 17 grand. So for a 6 meter seeder, not too bad at all. We can have it at capacity of 2,000 litre or 2,500. It's only seeds, it doesn't do seed and fertilizer. Design, no. Old, new, for the decals, logos on it if you want those. I think I went old. You have ridge markers if you want them, yes or no. Main colour, anything on that palette. Design colour, anything on that palette. Next design colour, that will do your pipes, and then rim colour. Obviously the Airsem logo itself doesn't change, that stays green. So if you go for green like I did there, no, probably want to go for something else to make that stand out. It kind of, yeah, it will blend it however you want to go with it. So, let's hop in, open her up. I found once opened, you can open the cover. I do like the animation on that though. Cover's open, 2,500 litres if you go for the larger one, which I did, you don't have to. So we are now seeding as we go on a pre-cultivated bit of land. Like I say, whilst it does have the openers cultivating sections, it won't, you can't hire a worker on a bit, it just won't do it. If you set it yourself, it won't seed. But obviously then if you go from that to going onto a bit of land that's already been ploughed or prepared, you'll get your usual seed bed. Like so. Very nice indeed. The Lizard Airsem 6040 by Langreomodding. Next, we have got the Lizard TR500. This is a broadcast, well, I say broadcast seeder. This is a broadcast system. It will broadcast either lime or fertiliser or seed, depending on which one you went for. I've gone for the fertiliser one here, and I've got the seeder one just over there. It's only got an 800 litre tank capacity, but you could run this with other bits and bobs. There are various different mods out there now, including those big bags from 82 Studio. You can lease them. Actually, I don't know if I've got any installed. I might have, I might not have. Let's have a look if I have. Just to show you an example, yeah, these, the global liquids or global goods transport bags. If you have those on trailers or things like that, with the extreme capacity of 200,000 litres, even at 10,000 litres, or you can run a front seed tank or a fertiliser tank or whatever, and you can increase the capacity of these. So being a broadcast one, it works quite well. But anyway, that being said, this is 3.19 megabytes download, 2 slots on console, a broadcast 12 meters wide. It's by Gian, FS and ML-modding. You'll find them, firstly, well, whichever way you look around it, but fertiliser spreaders there. The TR500 fertiliser distributor, only 6,000 buy, stock count comes down to 1, only 50 horsepower required. We can change the sticker colour from white to black, and we can change the main colour to anything on that palette. If we come out of there and we go to our seeders again, right on the end you can have the seed distributor, again 6,000, 50 horsepower required, 12 metre spread width. Same options, white or black, and the same colour options on there, for example. So what we'll do, I've got fertiliser in it, 12 metre spread width, happy days. Lime or fertiliser. If we go to our seeder, now again this will work on cultivated land or ploughed land, but because it's not a direct drill, it can't be, so it won't work on the regular stuff. But if I turn it on now, you'll see we are seeding. You can just see it changing colour as we go behind. And if I go across to here, and we go, but look at the speed. That's the thing to be more aware of, is the speed of speeding. Depending on the vehicle you're using, you can absolutely hoon round, and it's actually not getting to the seed as quickly as I thought it was going to. So here's the thing, I haven't tried yet, and I just had that one of those sudden thoughts of, I wonder, will this work? I don't know if it will. If you put one front and one rear, if I hire a worker, will it broadcast forwards and seed at the same time, or will it just trip out and have a bit of a... It will. Oh, well, there you go. So, seed and fertilise. That's pretty cool. I like that. Both at 12 metres. Job done, one pass. Cheap as chips. That's pretty cool. Now I wonder, if I turn that on myself, that on myself. Oh, it's only going 9 miles an hour. I wonder if that's the fertiliser spreaders doing that. Let's just chop that off, because I know the seeder, we now know the seeder will go at full whack because we gave that a shot, but let's see if the fertiliser spreader will. I don't know if it will. But even if it doesn't, seeding at full speed, I mean, that's pretty cool anyway. Yeah, it's the fertiliser spreader that's limiting to 9 or 10 miles an hour. But even so, if you can run both together, that's brilliant. If you just want to do seeding, awesome job. I like those. So, that's the Lizard TR500 by Gian, FS and ML-modding. Well, another one of those ones that can be easily overlooked. You go, oh yeah, it's another one of those little small seeders or fertilisers, but that's pretty cool. Moving on from there, we have this. This is the ITRTwo by Vanquish081 VSR modding Sur, 2.01 megabytes download, 2 slots on console. Now, when I first read the description on this, I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. But at the bottom of the description, it says ready for universal auto load. I think that's PC, because it's not an auto load back trailer, because you can have it in log configuration. I thought, oh, if we could do auto log loading on console, it's not that. I think the Universal Auto Load is a PC mod, but it says it's ready for that if you want to use it for that. So as it stands, this is an IT runner, whether you've got an IT runner trailer, a lorry, whatever it might be. You can have it as a flat back, or you can have it as a log loader. Tension straps does the job. I've got to remember where this was. This was under trailers, I think. I thought it might be under low loaders, but I'm pretty sure it's trailers. There we go. Only 2,500. So if you have an IT runner, lorry, vehicle, trailer, whatever it might be, if you can find a cheap one of those, even better. So you can have its platform or log transport. Those are the two options. Chassis colour changes the chassis underneath. Platform colour does the edging. And then supports colour, if you've gone for the log transport, does the bottom section of the supports. Like so. And it works like any other IT runner piece of kit, really. Back up to it, attach, load it up. Especially if you're doing log work, especially now with Silver on Forest, and if you're doing any other logging maps, of course, you can put a couple of these down, 2 or 3 of these down, and if you're working with other people, they can be loading them up while you're delivering one or whatever you might want to do. I mean, it's no different to any other log trailer, of course, but does the job. Tension straps on or off from inside the cab. There's loads of tension straps on there as well. Often you find with log trailers you only get like 2 or 3 or sometimes 4, whatever it might be. There's loads on there. So even if you've got very small pieces of wood, if you're trying to get rid of offcuts and stuff like that, that'll work really well. Then we unload it. Remember as well, was it FS17, FS19? We often got the IT runner back, so if you drove off they would flip around, they could flip off the back of it, they could often be a nightmare, they get stuck. I haven't had any trouble for quite a long time, in all honesty, with IT runner backs or anything like that causing problems. They seem to be kind of just sorted out now. So there we go. That's the ITRTwo by Vanquish 081. Moving on from there, we've got another KUHN. This is the GF8702. This is by Jonas. I think it was Jonas. Again, terrible handwriting. Yeah, by Jonas. It's 2.73 megabytes download, 4 slots on console, 8.7 meters wide, and it's a Tedder. And you'll find it then under Tedders. 16,000, 40 horsepower required. Nice low horsepower requirement for an 8.7 meter Tedder. It'll run at 9 miles an hour. No options, you get it just like that. Let's unfold it. To have lighting on the rear section and indicators as well. Turn it on, drop it down, and away we go. I don't know why, I'm always still, with the FS22, with the new, I mean the cultivation, all of it, but the tedding animation, I love it. I think it's absolutely brilliant. I don't do a huge amount of tedding like this, but when every time I do, I don't know why I'm surprised by it, but I just think it's absolutely fantastic. So there we go. Does the job. The KUHN GF8702 by Jonas. Moving on from there to these, making a welcome return, but improved greatly. The Beast 1000 by Agro Tonho. We've got 10 slots and 11 slots. We've got 4x4 and we've got 6x6. 14.68 megabytes download. Did I say Agro Tonho? I did. These are compatible with the Kubota DLC passenger add-on. So if you've got the Kubota DLC and you're playing multiplayer, you can take passengers with you, which is pretty cool. They are in low ride mode at the moment. The reason I brought them over is because it's a bit of a river, and I just thought I'd show you. That one I've gone for round spots, top and front. This one I've gone for the strips, light strips on it. This one I've gone for the rear section, all kind of boxed in, so to speak. That one open back, 3-point link on that one. That one's standard trailer hitch, but there's a few different options on these, including seats, harnesses, there's all sorts of colour changes and stuff as well. But they are pretty cool. So you find these under vehicles, under cars. The 4x4, 18,200, not too expensive, which is brilliant. We have got 160 horsepower or the power shifter 166 horsepower. Wheel brand, Michelin, BKT, Mitas, Nokian, Trelleborg, Michelin. Back to Michelin again. There's no tyre choices within those, but we can change the rims. So we've got rim 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 7, 2. Although it should, wouldn't that be 8? Just trying to think that is different to that rim, isn't it? Anyway, that's 7, 2. We've got, actually I'm going to go back to that one, no particular reason. Cabin headlight standard, round headlight, LED bar. Let's go with that, for example. Bumper light, round headlight, LED bar, all back to standard. We'll go for a mix of both. Grille, standard. Now we can take off that front basket there. We can take off the roof one and leave the front one on the bonnet, or have them all off, or all on. Doors, standard. With secondary colour star disc, primary colour star disc, no door at all. All doors on. Glass, yes or no, just a lower section of glass if you want it. Now we can go through camouflage patterns. Here's a carbon fibre. Then we go through these different camouflage patterns. I won't leave a camouflage pattern on because we want to see the colour changes. Attachers, standard trailer hitch attached on the back or a 3-point link. Bodywork, standard on the back, so you can have it standard with all of it. Just the cover, so you've got the back bit. Platform, or all back on again. Main colour, anything on that palette does that section. Protection arches, let's go with, there you go, does all the pipe work and stuff like that around it. Seat colour we can change, let's go for something that stands out. Oh, it doesn't really stand out, does it? Let's go for yellow. Okay, that will do. Interior and seat details, so we can change, I think this was the straps and harnesses, wasn't it? Yep. So seat stitching and straps on there. Rim colour, again, anything on that palette. We do have some metallics here, chrome, stainless steel, if you want to go for those, but yeah, any colour you want, really. And then license plate option. Now, the difference with this one is it's a 6x6. All the other options are exactly the same. 160, 166 horsepower. The tyre options are the same, the rim options are the same, cabin headlights, strips, the front, all of it, the grille, doors, all exactly the same. Glass, camouflage, attachers, bodywork at the back. I think I went for that, open completely, but again, we've got options on those. Same with the colours, etc, etc. So yeah, all exactly the same, just a 6x6 version. Now, what I will say is this: you have got that front basket and the top basket, whether you've gone for it or not, but there are no tension straps on those. I thought when you put the tension straps on, you'd have them on all of them, but you don't. You only have tension straps on the back section. So we jump in the 4x4. Lights, which is pretty cool. I like that. Tension straps. Under L1 and right stick side to side, we can tip, or we can just open the back. Whichever way you want to go with that, and let's say tension straps on or off. R1, right stick side to side, does left door and right door. So if you've got the doors on, if you haven't got them on, it doesn't matter. But if you have, you can do your doors. Then L1, R1, and this is really cool. So you drive along and you're in your low ride. I like the look of that anyway. It's got a nice wide stance, low ride, and you get to somewhere where you think, oh, I need a bit more suspension travel, or I need to wade. L1, R1. Right stick up goes your suspension, and you can stay fairly feet dry, but the suspension movement on it is pretty cool as well. They're brilliant, they're really cool. Interior 6-8 miles an hour, so you get a bit of a slide on that. I don't know if that's the tyres or the grass or the combination of the two. Whoa, I did not want to stop. Oh, that was close. We do have the same, even though I've got the 3-point link on the back here. That's the doors, that one there. So we can tip the rear section on that as well, on the larger one. But this got the LED bars. Cool, and we can still raise and lower this one as well. What I like as well is it's not just on or off, so we can raise and lower it at any position, so you can get the perfect ride height for you depending on what you're going over. Brilliant, love it. The Beast 1000 by Agro Tonho. Moving on, we've got this, the Fliegl Cargo's 9,500. Yep. This is by Ossimagger. It's 7.6 megabytes download, 9 slots on console. It is a forage wagon pickup collector. What used to be loading wagons, but forage wagons now. Nicely made, nicely detailed. I mean, look at all of that. All the detailing on there. Brilliant. You find it under tools and right there. Out to the end, 130,500, 220 horsepower required, 44,000 litre capacity. That doesn't change, we can't increase that. We have got the option of Trelleborg, Michelin, BKT, Vredestein, Trelleborg, just that one, Michelin, standard or a wide, BKT, just that one, Vredestein, standard or a wide. We can have a silage additive tank, yes or no. So if you're picking up grass and you want to improve your capacity by 5%, you can put silage additive in if you want, and license plate option 2. So we can raise and lower the pickup. Obviously at the moment that's right on the ground already, but we can L1 and right stick up and down, raise and lower that. So if you are doing work where you're using a forage harvester or something like that, you can move that right down so the blow will blow straight into the front if you want to. And then under R1 and right stick up and down, we can raise and lower that. So we can level it with whatever it is you're pulling it with, so it sits nice and level. And then we can raise and lower the pickup, like so. Turn it on. Everything starts spinning and doing its thing. And away we go. 13 miles an hour. It's not hanging about. When you get to where you're going, you want to unload. Not slow on the unload either. Very nice indeed. The Fliegl Cargos 9,500 by Ossimagger. Moving on. It's been quite a lot today. We've got still quite a bit to get through. This is the Tiny House Farmbuildings pack by OmaTana. 11.63 megabytes download. We have got in this pack the tiny house. 4 of them. We've got the tiny house as a sleep trigger with a wardrobe. We've got the tiny house as a generator, which will generate income like a holiday home. Place it and it will earn 8,400 per month. You can have a decorative one, or you can have one that's empty completely. As you'll see when we look inside, completely empty. The other ones, that one is just decorative. This one, I mean, it is decorative, but this will earn you 8,400 a month. So if you want to place a few of those, you can rent them out as holiday homes. And then we've got the one with the sleep trigger outside, but you can go inside because sleep trigger still appears. Where was it? There we go. Sleep trigger, so we can go inside. We open that up. You've got a little washroom with a metal bathtub inside, which is pretty cool. Wardrobe trigger just here. Double bunks for the kiddies, but what's really cool about this, we come over here, look. Fold down bed. Awesome, why not? Actually, I think those open. There we go. I think the one round here does as well. So you can batten down the hatches for the winter or bad weather, whatever you want to do. Let all the light in. Which I couldn't find a light switch when I was checking earlier. And when I went into the middle, it doesn't come up with... I assume the lights are automatic. I think the lights are automatic on all of the mods in this pack. So, under build mode, farmhouses is where you'll find the farmhouse, right on the very end. Only £5 Prices on these are absolutely brilliant. So £5. Now, these are 7 slots each. I don't know if I said that already. So each one is 7 slots, regardless which one you go for. £5. If we go to production, go to generators, out on the very end, 50 grand if you want to buy the one that generates income, because obviously you're making money on that. So that's 50 grand for that one. If we then go to, go to decoration, others, and continue on, you'll find the other two on the outside, both 100. One of them's got the decoration, one of them's empty under decoration. So that's the first of those. That's the tiny house. Then we move over to all the sheds. We have got sheds. Large, these are all 3 slots. We've got large, narrow, medium, small, and shed light. These are all down this row. And again, I think all of the lighting, if there is lighting under here, again, I haven't found light switches, so I think it's all automatic. So we've got a large, narrow, I suppose, large, narrow, medium, small, and shed light, which hasn't got any sides on it at all. These you'll find under sheds from there. So shed large. These are all 3 slots. I've already said they all come down to 1. 5,000 for the shed large on the end. 3,000 for the narrow. Medium 3,500. Small 3,000, and the shed light 1,000. Lovely, very helpful. Then we have got the silo. OmaTana silos are normally absolutely bonkers, and this is no exception. 3 slots for the silo, 10 million litre capacity, multi-fruit. I think it's about 30 grand. You'll find it under silos. There you go, 30 grand. Silo wood brown, 10 million litre capacity, multi-fruit. Very handy indeed. We've then got buy point. Buy station is 5 slots. You'll find this under, was it containers or tools? I think it was containers. Yeah, out on the end. 5 grand for a buying station. Prices are about average. They're not crazily high or crazily low. They're about average. There's your buying station. And then the last in this pack is the cow barn. 4 slots will hold 25 cows. But this one does require water. So your dialogue box is just there for putting your animals in or taking them out. It does require water. There's your feed, and you get your milk out. There's nowhere for straw on this, so you won't get manure, you won't get slurry either. It's kind of a mix between a barn and a pasture. If we go in and have a look to there, as you'll see on the right hand side, productivity, water, milk, nothing about straw, and there's nothing about you won't get slurry out either. So you won't get manure because there's no straw. Fairly straightforward, and this one you find under build mode. And animals, cows, out at the very end, 15 grand for 25 cows. Not too bad at all, really. That's the Tiny House Farmbuildings pack by OmaTana. And then lastly, also by OmaTana, we got these, and these are brilliant. It's really, really clever. This is Silo Living, also by OmaTana, 6.32 megabytes download. We've got the Silo, 4 slots, 20,000 to buy, 15 million litre capacity, multi-fruit. And then next to it, if you want to blend in, or you've just got a spare silo knocking about and you think, oh, I don't know what to do with this year, we haven't got enough crop, let's turn it into a house. We've got the farmhouse, 14 slots, 10,000 to buy. We've got our sleep trigger outside, the door does open and close. We come inside, all the mod cons. We go upstairs, we've got bedroom either side. I love the detail on the pictures as well. Wardrobe trigger, just there. We'd also have an accessible bathroom too, should you require it. Sit in the bath, lovely view out over, well, whatever you want it to be, a view out over. Something a bit different, isn't it? So, under farmhouses is where you find the farmhouse. 10 grand stock count comes down to 1. Done it again, and then we go to silos. Second one in, multi-fruit silo, 15 milliliter capacity for 20 grand. Can't go wrong with that, can you? There we go. That's it for the mods for Thursday the 1st of December. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. Just give us a like anyway. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.